All right. Come on in and welcome. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. There's plenty of seats on this side. We can all sit on one side. We are gonna record this tonight, so if you do win and get a chance to come speak, we're gonna ask that you do it here in the middle. So we're gonna try recording this so we can actually post the video to the Finsiders webpage. Let me start by welcoming you. My name is Aubrey Hawes. I'm the president of this organization that puts on this event. Just for all the board members, if they could just sort of stand up, the Finsiders board members, just so everyone knows kind of who they are. We've got a few of us here. We don't have everyone, but thank you. This is not just a one-person show. It takes an army to sort of put this event together, and for really all the events that we do year-round. I first would like to, is Brad? Did Brad step up? There he is. I was going to welcome Brad Wallace up here. I will tell you, this is our 8th annual awards. The first year we did it at Packard Place, where RevTech Labs is, and Brad came up to us after that event. He said, "Hey, we want to host you guys, every year." Sorry, Dan. Yep, it's recording. We're good. Thank you. And so we started at the corporate center, and now we moved out here. We really do appreciate Brad. And through this, Brad and I've learned that we're neighbors. We live about 3 blocks apart. So we by my house every morning to work out. Exactly. So it's nice. So thank you. You want to say a few words?
Yeah, thank you. So, hey, it's great to reconnect with a lot of old friends. I came to Charlotte in 1996. It's a sleepy little town, right? It feels like the city is on fire. And a lot of people in this room are really doing a great service to everybody who's coming to Charlotte, right? Actually creating a community, right? For FinTech, tech, education, events, etc. We've got so much talent coming into this town, giving them direction. And I just want what the opportunities, what the future can hold. And, that sparked me interest in entrepreneurism and things like that. It's just great. So thank you for what Finsiders does and what people in this room do to promote that community here in Charlotte. I'm a partner at EY, and
did you pay your bills?
What was that? I don't know.
There we go.
I guess I did. Lights coming back on. Mandy's got the iPad back there. We good? Yep. All right. Okay. It's mood lighting. Trying to make it dramatic. Mood lighting. Yes. I don't need drama, but no. This space in particular, just to kind of give you a background on the space if you haven't been in it yet. So we actually opened up our first innovation studio back in 2014 in New York. It was on the back of us building our first digital studio. So if you think about our core business, consulting, people, process, and technology, we want to bring like the digital and creative element into what we did, so we could actually build into digital experiences for our clients. So we built that digital studio. We built the innovation space in the back of that, and brought clients in to actually have like a different experience with us. And actually, from that, we Stanford D School, design thinking, like we have methods around that. We have methods for new products, new service, new experience ideation. And a lot of our clients are just trying to solve hard problems and bringing people together with the right formats, the right tools, right frameworks, right to accelerate them through that. So coming here in 96 and actually being part of, kind of getting our tech ecosystem, our FinTech ecosystem organized, I started making the case to the firm that we wanted to build one, right? And this was pre-Lowe's, pre-Credit Karma, pre-Truist. So I was really put myself out on a limb, but this city has actually delivered. And we're fortunate to actually have this space, not only for our clients, but for our people, and also for the community, right? We love hosting events like this and bringing people together, especially as it relates to just creating a bigger pie, in Charlotte. So, anyway, that's a little bit of background on space. We have 35 of these around the world. Charlotte is by far the smallest metro that we have one, but it's actually one of the most used, and actually one of the most adored. Like this space went through 130 design revisions. And I'd love to talk your ear off about that. It was my first time to actually design a space. My day job is a financial services consultant, mostly in technology. But this space, if you look around, it was built for this community. It reflects this community, and it is gathered in place. And we're thankful to have that and have you here tonight. So thank you for everything Finsiders does. Thank you for everybody in the audience that continues to actually drive Charlotte forward. And I think I've said enough. All right.
this is outstanding space. I mean, this is so much more fun to be in this space in the corporate center. And I think it really helps tie in really with the mission that we have here. So listen, what I would say is for Finsiders to put on events like this, it doesn't happen without corporate sponsorship. So we have a lot of corporate sponsors that we recognize at our events that are not just for this event, but they're really for the full calendar year. Our big event is what we do during the summer with RevTech Labs around FinTech generations and InsurTech generations. So we make a big push for folks to sponsor that event. If you haven't been a sponsor in the past, we'd love to have you be a sponsor of that. And then you do get recognized at all the Finsiders events because we do collaborate with the RevTech Labs. So these are the ones who really help put on FinTech and InsurTech in Charlotte. Couple of special thanks tonight is one is EY, so we really do appreciate Brad's partnership and EY to host us here. It's really nice to kind of go back and listen. I know Kevin, who's up for community organizer, and the Kingsmen, they've been hosting their space. We've been to Avid Exchange. Anyone who has a meeting space that would like to be used by Finsiders, please contact any board member. We're happy to take you up on that since we have no permanent office space. But we really do appreciate that, as well as RevTech Labs Foundation. So RevTech Labs wants a foundation, a nonprofit foundation, that we're partnering with them on putting together these events. So this allows for the RevTech Labs team to also do work for us to help organize and make our events go back and work. And also, Doug Neal, who's a board member who couldn't be here, what we kind of refer to him as our king of swag for some of our giveaways. He a lot of times looks to put together some stuff for us to go back and give away events. So like I said, this is the 8th annual FinTech Awards for Charlotte. The Finsiders has put this on. We have 5 different awards that we give out, or excuse me, 4 different awards. One is the Dan Roselli Community Organizer. We really see that as our marquee event. We named it for Dan, who really has kind of been known as Mr. Entrepreneurship in Charlotte. Risk taker. So we really like to reward someone who's taken a risk, either with a design idea, leaving maybe a comfy job, moving into something that's much more entrepreneurship, and recognize that. Change champion, who's kind of really trying to lead change in their organization and come up with different ideas. And then last is sort of the best innovation. So what do we see as really sort of the best innovation? So the first year we just we gave out a single award. And I think what we really realized now is there's an opportunity to go back and try a set of nominations, because we see value in just being nominated, because I think we think it's an opportunity to kind of put a spotlight on what that individual organization has happened to do. I mean, and as we go through this, you see who's won in the past. We like to think that we've actually pointed out a few people that have actually taken an organization down a path, or an individual that's gone down a path that we saw potential early on. So it's really quite exciting, and that's why we've decided, hey, we wanted to expand this out and recognize all nominees. So if you don't win, we still think being a nominee is an honor. We have some people that have been nominated a couple of times, and then the second or third time is the charm. They go back and win. So I think if you're nominated and you don't win tonight, it's not the end of the world. Doesn't mean you won't ever win. So we solicit these bids. The board takes a look at it, and this is not the complete board. We've got about 9 people that are on our board. We deliberate and come back and really build this slate of who's there. So if you think someone who's really deserving that hasn't been nominated, then please reach out to us. We're happy to go back and consider those for sort of future awards. And then we get together and we give out the awards. EY's audited our numbers, so we know that they're all. So let's get started. This is the reason why we're here, is to look at the awards. I'm going to give out the first award, and then we're going to share this with different board members. So risk takers, and I think at one point I used to comment on about every name that was up here. I'm probably not going to do that this time. I'm going to pick sort of a couple of different ones. Tark Bakari, who many of you guys know is a city councilman now here in Charlotte. He was on this thing for the Carolina FinTech Hub, which is really an economic development organization for Charlotte. That was all he got the award before any of that stuff happened with him. If you look at others like Bolin Lee, he was a college student at Duke who came up with a FinTech idea while he was working. So everyone doesn't have to be in Charlotte. We like to have some type of North Carolina Charlotte connection. So that's just a couple of the past award winners I'm going to put a spotlight on. The award winners tonight for Risk Taker are really three. I think there are three organizations, four sort of people. One is Satish. Satish is the Chief Data Officer and Information Officer. And what Ally has done is done something really interesting with Microsoft around their sort of AI program. I guess we have two AI nominations up for the sort of Chief Risk Taker Award. And if you look at really what he was trying to really focus on driving a co-pilot around how do they drive change with AI. Ally also did not want to just really drive it just for themselves, but really wanted to be a partner back with Microsoft to be able to go back and give back to the community. So Satish is one, and I'll say that's Satish's second nomination. I don't recall which other category he was nominated for in the past, but this is his second time. Fascinating sort of background, and if you're interested in learning more about this, Jim Maroos, who's a friend of Finsiders, a large FinTech kind of global spokesperson responsible for the financial brand, does a video podcast. He had Satish and Microsoft on with him. You know, I would have thought Satish was a tech guy, and I'm watching that podcast. He started out at Singapore Airlines, working on the airlines. Came to United. Was there, I think, started the week of 9/11. It was a fascinating sort of background, that whole sort of story. So Satish is up for that one. The second one is Chris and Alex, who are here tonight. And Chris and Alex are very close to us. Chris Hart and Alexandra Villarreal O'Rourke. There we go. I'll get it out. Listen, Alex was a board member for Finsiders for a short time, and she moved to Charlotte. Chris has won one of our awards in the past, like I think early on. He was a founder of Level before that kind of got sold to Endava. Those two decided that, hey, let's go back, 3 years ago? Let's go back, or 2 years ago, let's go start an AI sort of project. We think there's an opportunity in this AI stuff. Well before ChatGPT, they launched this new company called, how do you pronounce it? Vectari. Vectari, thank you. So we really saw that as really kind of going back and taking a risk. I mean, both of them have really outstanding careers. And that's the second nomination. The third is Connor. And this is a little bit of a FinTech. Connor couldn't be here. Connor's a friend of mine, a friend of Bart's, a few others. I have a side hobby as, in addition to FinTech, I like to ride bikes. And Connor likes to destroy me because he's about half my age. He worked at B of A, but had a sort of side hustle around really looking at can you really leverage folks with certain types of mental disabilities where their talents a lot of times can be sort of underutilized. He is the chief operating officer for Mentra, which is really building a platform to pull in folks that have a neurodiverse disorder, where most of the talent that they're placing is all going into financial services companies. He's been working on this for about 2 years. Microsoft is a large investor in it. They're a Camp North End business. You don't know who they are. It's really sort of a young person taking a huge sort of risk. So those are our nominations. And the winner is tonight. It's going to be Satish. Satish could not be here tonight, but I know someone from Ally, I heard from their Marcom team, was coming. Is there anyone here to accept on his behalf? If not, I'll take it and make sure we get back to him. I'm guessing not. So, all right. So this is for Satish and Ally for their second time around. We will take photo ops with this for the other winners, but I have hard ones all packed up so you guys can take it so you don't have to worry about this getting damaged. It's not plastic, so you don't have a problem. All right, who's doing my next award? For best innovation. Is that you, Mark? Yes, sir. Thank you, Aubrey.
Congratulations, Ally and Satish. The Best Innovation Award is recognizing groundbreaking technological advancements that have addressed key challenges in financial services. We've had past winners, Derek Wang of Stratified, Chris Kovacs of Constellation Digital Partners, Neil Underwood with Live Oak Bank and Aperture. Really strong set of innovators, and we are always excited to be able to recognize, have the opportunity to recognize innovators. The three nominees here are Viren Kandawal with Oasis Pro. Viren was nominated for his contributions in cryptocurrency. He's had also a profound impact on the local community where he's brought folks together to not just share and expand on cryptocurrency, but to leverage those skill sets for the benefit, not only of the community, but of the region and his company. Viren's vision in innovation and leadership exemplify the qualities that make a leader. Our second nominee is Bhushan Ringachari. Bhushan is also a friend of the Finsiders. Bhushan was actually on a panel recently talking about payments and the future of payments and such. Bhushan's company Finsley was founded in 2012. He had bootstrapped, really, building the company up without external funding up until last year, got his first round of funding. So we're really excited to see Finsley out on the forefront of payments technology, and their affiliation with financial institutions and helping financial institutions succeed. Our third nominee is Vinod Swaminathan. Vinod is the president of CyberSettle, another AI-powered FinTech solution. They are revolutionizing the financial negotiation landscape, helping two parties interact and engage in a financial transaction efficiently, effectively, and safely. So, without further ado, the winner, the risk taker. Congratulations. Good picture. Very good.
Oh, it's dark, yeah.
Make a flash.
Find some light.
Come up close. You gotta get on stage anyway. All right, cool. Thank you. All right. Good job. So who's up next? All right. You have anything you want to say, Bhushan?
Thank you, Finsiders. And so it has been good to see this ecosystem growing here. When I started this journey, I started this much before 2012. I was really looking for a place where I can be myself, I can grow, right? I was working for Wells Fargo, part of the Wells Fargo merger, and I felt like I can do more than what I was doing. So we're looking for an ecosystem like this one. I couldn't find one. Maybe I was not aware of anything here. Used to go to Raleigh to attend Indus groups, the startup groups. So now I'm very happy to see people like Dan, Aubrey and Dean and Mark all kind of coming together and building this ecosystem. I'm sure it's going to be a lot good for people who are innovators, who wants to do startups. And I'm very excited about this one. And I don't want to talk a lot about Finsly, but it's a next generation payment and banking platform, displacing 30-40-year-old legacy technology and getting the banks ready for the future. So very happy about this recognition. Thank you, Finsiders, again. And looking forward to seeing you all in this and seeing this community grow more further. Thanks so much.
If they do want to learn more about Finsley, they should go take a listen to the American Banker webinar you guys did with Cornerstone. Yeah, it was I watched it. It was actually quite interesting. So it was good. All right, Rami, you're up next. I think you're doing Change Champion.
Wasn't aware I'm still Change Champion.
Yes.
No, I'm serious. I was.
Okay, well, so I'll give you a second to prepare. So listen, just to give you a second on who some of our past Change Champions winners have been. Several. So Chris Elmore, who also is an adjunct professor, Avid Exchange, outstanding. HCS, which is Health Credit Services, they won the award within a year. They were acquired, and they're now a part of the sort of financing arm of Ally. So really kind of made a huge play. Jitten, God rest his soul, he passed away about a year ago. He was out of Cleveland or in New Jersey, but had done a ton of work from Cognizant's perspective around how does he lead change and driving that into the industry. And then at the bottom, really the past 3 years have been some familiar winners. I think everyone knows Mike Prager, who is the CEO of Avid Exchange. One of the things that we really championed his change was, does anyone know how many companies have debuted on the NASDAQ outside of Times Square? It's one. And it was something that Mike wanted to make happen when Avid started trading. And then Dante, I'll tell you, Dante was the chief digital officer when he got nominated for Truist. This Truist was kind of coming together. The next 2 weeks or something after he won the award, he got promoted and now runs all the consumer bank. I'm not sure how much our work was tied to that, but it certainly was a little bit memorable for us because he couldn't make it, and he gave us a video that we could go back and use socially. So that was really sort of outstanding.
He continues to thank us in big forums to this day, right?
Yep, absolutely does. All right, so Rami, I'll go. If you're not comfortable, then I'll just cover this one. Okay. So no, that's okay. So listen, I just may need to phone a friend for a little bit of help. So the 4 nominees that we have for Change Champion for this year, for 2024, first is for Citizens. And the reason we nominated for Citizens, when this was a board sort of nominee. We were really looking at what organization has kind of gone, above and beyond back in 2023. And when we started thinking about like what happened with the First Republic and what happened with Silicon Valley Bank, the fact that First Citizens really sort of stepped in, I think probably saw an opportunity to go back based on a lot of the business that First Citizens does in supporting entrepreneurs in their existing footprint. It probably became a really good target for them. So that's why we thought we would actually go back and nominate First Citizens. So First Citizens for that one. I'm going to talk to the ones I know. Rami, so while you're looking, if I can get a little help on Chris and Teresa, that would be ideal. Thank you. The second one is for Bridge. And so I know Rohit, actually, I saw you here. There you go. How are you doing? So listen, so Rohit is the CEO of 40 Bridge, which at one point we started this with Bridge, so we apologize. Your marketing team got a hold of us and said, if you saw a post that said, I thought 40 was up for this award. It was until we got told, hey, we're trying to kill that brand. The real brand is Bridge. They've got a partnership with Citi that really focuses on really driving a marketplace sort of lending solution outside of sort of the SMB small lending space as to really how do you really grow that business forward. It's a really exciting business. They've got a big presence here in Charlotte, looking to expand. So that was the one that we added. All right, Rami, you ready? I've filled as long as I can.
So I'll read from the nomination directly for some of these. So for Teresa, CEO at AIG, she's nominated for her contributions as an inspirational leader and change champion in the technology sector. She's had a remarkable journey from program manager to CIO. One of her key strengths is her belief in the power of collaboration and has been a driving force for transformation within AIG as well as the industry. And really it's recognizing her work to not only drive AIG forward, but the community as a whole. And then for Chris, so Chris is founder and CEO of Palmetto, which is a solar financing company. And he was recently recognized by the UN for his work on building the solar financing business. And they've just moved their company headquarters actually to Charlotte after completing a $150 million capital raise. So that's pretty exciting for the community as well. And yeah, pretty exciting. Our winners first.
So there you go. Can we get a picture? And then I'll read your talk.
Yes, it will.
I got it. I know your PR team wants some photos.
I'm sure they do. So I'm Chris Stacker. I'm actually with SEB. Hey, Greg. Yeah, so I would say the holdings did quite a lot last year in their acquisition of SEB. They had to make a pretty big decision in a short period of time. And I'm a longtime SEBer. I've been there since 2010, and I'm thankful that they did so because they really saved a brand that's important to innovation around the country. And we're global. Now we're focused only on the US post March of last year. But I will say that they got comfortable with our market and how we work with a client base, which is a little bit unusual, unlike most banks. And so I think that was probably uncomfortable for them to start, but they've been nothing but supportive of us. We continue to do everything as we always have. I'm in Raleigh. I work with companies in Charlotte. I work with Avid Exchange. I work with Kingsman. I work with a lot of companies in this market in Tennessee as well. But we have offices around the country. They've not closed one. We continue to serve our clients as we always have, and we are super thankful for that because we're really passionate about helping our entrepreneurs become successful and reaching their dreams. It's a hard business for these entrepreneurs. They're raising capital, they're burning cash, not always meeting their milestones. Their investors are on them, right? And we're trying to help them along the way. And the First Citizens team has done nothing but be supportive of us and how we treat our clients. And so if that were to change, then I would say they probably have a hard time with SVBers because we are super passionate about how we treat our clients. And the holdings and First Citizens team has been fantastic. So it took a big leap of faith, and when they brought us in, and we couldn't be more thankful in how they treated us because there could have been a lot of different acquirers, and they've been fantastic, and we are super happy to have them on board.
Awesome.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I think Dan, you knew you were coming up on stage. Okay. Rami's the only one that did.
There we go. Thank you for that. So it's really a pleasure for me to get an opportunity to do this every year. I think the first year we did the awards, they didn't really know what the hell to do with me. And so they created an award and named it after me. And I'm really humbled and honored that the board chose to do that. I'm even more humbled when you look at the people that have been past winners of this award. Andy Moose, who helped start the Carolina FinTech Hub with me, and really helped the RevTech Lab program get taken off at the very beginning. Chris Hart, who's here tonight, Keith Ludeman, who is here tonight, Mark Kant, who is here tonight, just who's who of people that are here. And I want to take one point of privilege to talk about the journey we've been on as a community for a while, because when we started this, there wasn't a lot here. And it's because we come together as a community, it's because people like this give up their time and talent to move things forward. Along with the innovation that's happening and all the awards we saw tonight, there's also a need for people to build community to go along with that. And part of that was recognizing that we need to celebrate our wins, celebrate what we do as a community. It's how the idea for this event came to be, is let's be proud of some of the things that we've done as a community. That's how we start changing marketing, branding, perception of what we're doing, is touting when we have great successes. And as you can see tonight, we have great successes as a community. We should be touting that. So I wanted to recognize all the past winners. Let's move on to the nominees, semifinalists for tonight, because there's a group of folks that have done just tremendous work in the community. And again, as Aubrey said earlier, I think all four of these folks are winners. It's just really hard to pick one, but it's a great group to be a part of. Some of you have known what Chris Conlon has done on the meetups that he's organized, on moving that forward and creating yet another group where he can pull people together and create community. He did that kind of on his own. It was terrific to see. Kevin Carney, who's the managing director at Kingsman Software. If you don't know Kingsman, has moved to really focus on the AI space. But it has this beautiful new facility where they've hosted and opened up to the community. We've hosted several events there already, and we're grateful for doing that. And if you don't know, as someone who's owned an entrepreneurship center and hosted events, it's incredibly hard work. It's not just like you open the door and there they come. It's a huge commitment to want to support the community via doing that. I think it goes with the ethos of Kingsman Software. Pradeep, who's here as well tonight, and I talked to you earlier with Capgemini, has been a fantastic person on connecting the dots in the community, right? When you have a Rolodex and a network, like all of you do in this room, but proactively saying, how do we use that to move our community forward and make it better? And Pradeep has done that for years for us and recognizing that as a community. And then Juan Garzon, who has been nominated a few times, is Managing Director for Innovate Charlotte, which is kind of the umbrella organization for entrepreneurship activity here in the community. Also puts on the Global Entrepreneurship Week in Charlotte, puts on the Innovation Week, which is now merged with Seed the South, which got started by Sam Smith, one of the previous winners, and rolled that into an event that's in May, right, Juan? So everyone should know about, and I think we're calling it Seed the South this year, right? So everyone should know about that in May, trying to build the venture activity here in Charlotte, which is just so critical to happen. So again, I'm going to ask for a round of applause for the four semifinalists. I'll be looking when they go off script. All right, drum roll. Everyone want to give drum roll for the winner? And the winner this year is Juan. Juan and I are actually going to stand in the spotlight. Where's the award? All right. Right. Hello, right here. All right. Closer. Oh, there we go.
You can feel it when you get the nice spot.
All right, here, a few words.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys, everybody, and congrats to all the nominees. Like Dan said, this is something that, as a community, we're building in a fantastic community here. By virtue of my role, I get to meet a lot of entrepreneurs who are moving to Charlotte, who have started here, go to other communities, come back, other ecosystem builders in other communities. And what they all say is that, wow, Charlotte has such a collaborative feel. Not every community is like this. Not every community has this feeling where an entrepreneur can come in and can go to an event over at Kingsman, can get on Dan Roselli's calendar. Dan Roselli does office hours for anybody who wants to. I mean, there's so many different points of collaboration that we have here that people who go to Austin and New York and all of that, they say, you don't get that same feel elsewhere. It's this mix of striving to be this amazing city with the Southern hospitality. I don't know what the combination is, but we have a really, really good blend of things here that makes Charlotte a really ideal city. And I think we're all collectively sort of tapping into that, and we're seeing a lot of exciting growth. I know, Dan, we've been in this space for a long time, and seeing how this ecosystem has grown over this past decade longer is really amazing and humbling to be a small part of it, and super exciting. So thank you guys all so much for this. Thank you to all of the other ecosystem builders out there for everything that you do. I hope to collaborate with you all and continuing. And shameless plug, yes, Seed the South Capital Summit May 14th and 15th. If you've got the FinTech generations on your calendar for June, make sure you've got the See the South event, seethesouth.com on your calendar for May. So thank you guys all so much.
All right, we've got one more slide, then we'll do for open networking here until about 7:30. So listen, if you, as I appreciate the plug from Dan and from Juan, the next big event that we collaborate with RevTech Labs on is the FinTech Generations event that happens in June. It coincides with RevTech's Demo Day, so it's a chance for all the companies can come back and see how they've evolved. And I believe we also have First Citizens, Frank Holding is going to be speaking, right? He's going to be one of our keynote speakers at that conference. It's shifting. So this is an event that kind of has moved around a little bit. We've been at Avid Exchange. We were up on North Davidson for 1 year. We did an experiment there. The problem was there was a lot of rain. And I still can remember that Aditya's car got stuck in the mud, had to get towed out. That's not good when your keynote speaker's car gets stuck in the mud. This year, we're moving to University of Charlotte's Uptown campus. So they're going to host it, which I think will be a really sort of great location. If you're interested in sponsoring, reach out to any of the Finsiders board members. We'd love to talk to you, love to bring you on board. If you actually have topics that you think might be really of interest for that, we're still working through the content for the program. We'd love those ideas as well. And lastly, I'd just like to say thank you for coming out. This is where, we had huge audiences pre-COVID, and I think we're still figuring out how to adjust in this work from home, get people out to events. So we're trying to figure out how to go back and make these kind of events impactful for people that do want to come out and network. So I really do appreciate you guys coming out here. Please help yourself to some drinks, and please get to know someone that you don't already know here. We really appreciate you coming out. Thank you.